Hi, I'm Liz, photographer at It's Still Life Photography by Elizabeth Willson. As a Lensbaby ambassador, I have the opportunity today to share with you Lensbaby's newest optic, the SoftFocusII. I'm going to begin today by sharing a little bit about the basics of the lens, and then I will get into sharing how I have had the opportunity to create with this lens and the effects that it can create for you. The SoftFocusII is an optic that fits into Lensbaby's optic swap system. Here I have the Composer Pro, and you can see how it fits right in. This lens has an aperture of f2.5 to f22, and you just change it by twisting it right here. With the aperture f2.5, you're looking at a center area of detailed focus with a lovely impressionistic glow on the outer edges. As you change the f-stop to about f16, f22, you're looking at a very contrasty and rich feel, and the versatility of this lens really shines. This lens is compatible with Lensbaby's macro converters and macro filters, and I will show you how I use these to create some flower portraits. This lens also comes with these cool drop-in discs. They're held in front of the lens with a magnetic system, and you can tell that they will retain the focus in the center, but then spread the light on the outer edges of your image, and they make a really neat effect. I personally love this lens for its dreamy feel and its ability to take your images and create rich, emotive storytelling while also adding a sense of mystery. Now I'm going to take you on a little behind the scenes of a photo shoot that I did with my daughter with the SoftFocusII. You can see that she is mostly backlit in this image, and I am moving both my body and the focus ring to achieve the focus I desire. Here you can see the shadows on her face, but also the rich glow around her. Here the light is diffused by the railroad bridge and the cloudy day. The wind definitely added an element of movement, and you can see how the blur is in the highlights. This shot, I used an aperture of f16, which you can see adds contrast while still giving a nice blurred background. Here I had my daughter face the light, so there were very minimal shadows. You'll want to be considerate of this when using the soft focus. You do lose some of the details and depth without the shadows on her face. For this next shoot, I added the medium drop-in ring to the SoftFocusII lens. Here you'll notice with the aperture ring that the background has a bit more blur and haze. It's not as significant when your subject is not separated from the background. In this case, you'll take notice more of the effect of the aperture rings. Check out the starburst type shapes in the headlights of the cars. You do want to be cautious in portraits because the aperture rings will pick up the highlights, like these on my son's mouth. Now I'll take you on an indoor portrait session. You can see the sun was setting, so the shadows were deep here, and how the light hits her face. Here I'm shooting wide open, so the glow really is enhanced. I find this lens really shines in the shadows with the side light. With these next few backlit images, you will really see the sense of unearthly mystery. This lens can also really enhance the movement. Here I tilted the lens slightly to focus on my feet while I was moving. And here's another silhouette where you can really embrace the glow. Using the SoftFocusII for portraits, particularly using indoor window light, also adds a vintage type feel. It's very classic. Now I'll show you some flower portraits using first the Lensbaby macro filters. This is direct afternoon sunlight coming in the window. You can see the lovely glow here. And this image is using the aperture discs. You can see how they almost doubled the petals and increased the haze and blur. Next, I'll show you the Lensbaby macro converters. Here I am changing my angle and focus on different parts of the petals. You can see the blur in the background as the petals blur out, or in the foreground. I just love how the details ease into haze here. For these flower portraits, I've now added both macro converters and all of the macro filters. Often when I shoot macro, I start completely blurred and then move in to grab the details. I loved how the light was hitting the edges of these petals and the clarity with which I could capture them. I then changed my angle and began again, discovering the details of the petals as the light illuminated them. Here I shifted to a more backlit image, and you can truly see the glow. So here are the resulting images. You can see the focus on the edges of the petals and how it fades into the blur. An editing hint: if you ever want to decrease the glow feeling, use the dehaze slider in Lightroom. The glow really hits the highlights or the bright spots of the image, even in the backlit images. And if the light is right, you can even catch the glow in the foreground. Next few images will highlight the Lensbaby SoftFocusII's versatility. You can see how it brings out some rich colors and contrast in landscapes. It adds depth and a sense of a dreamy feel. The colors and layers, they create scenes that you desire to walk through, to be in, to live in, to travel along through, to experience. So in summary, the Lensbaby SoftFocusII optic has the capacity to create rich landscapes, depth-filled macros, and portraits with a glow and hint of mystery. The new Lensbaby SoftFocusII optic is sure to add emotive and dreamy elements to your photographic art. Thanks for spending time here with me today as I share about my experience with Lensbaby's SoftFocusII optic. Please stop by my Instagram account to experience more of my art. I also welcome any questions or thoughts you might have. Happy creating!